So tonight, guys, I appreciate you so much for being on our call. It is Wednesday. Typically, we host our team calls on Monday evening, but because of Labor Day, we postponed it a couple of days. So I appreciate you guys all so much for being on our call tonight. Tonight, we're going to be discussing how to effectively use Instagram and Facebook to build your business. So I'm going to be showing some incredible ways, like some do's and some don'ts for your business that should help to really clarify how you should be using both of these social media platforms to have a really successful business. Before we dive down deeper into the rabbit hole on these two topics, or these two social media platforms, I ask that if you are on our call, if you could please show us your beautiful face. I am not wearing any makeup. I've been sweating all day. I'm still in my workout clothes from this morning, so it doesn't matter. It's totally fine to be as is. You all look beautiful, and it's not even about your appearances at this point. This is about helping other people. So if you guys can hop on board of our call with your beautiful faces, that would mean so much to me. So let's start off here. So let me share screens with you. All right, so I'm going to show you how to effectively share Shakeology on your on your Facebook account, which can also play into sharing on your Instagram as well. So let me go back a few days to my Shakeology post. Aha, here we go. So this is how I post about Shakeology. I post my Shakeology here, and I'm going to show you examples of how not to post about Shakeology. But this is how I choose to post about Shakeology. When I make a post about Shakeology, which is not all the time, it's about once a week, I make a post about it because I don't want to cram it down people's throats. I want people to think of me and think about more value than just Shakeology, Beachbody, and Beachbody programs. I want people to associate me with somebody that is truly trying to help them instead of just trying to push product on people. So with that being said, I'm building a brand for myself, and I'm using Beachbody tools as a way to help people. But primarily, I'm using myself, and I'm using creative ways to get Shakeology, the business, all of that out there without just completely cramming it down people's throats. So when I make a post about Shakeology, I make a post, first and foremost, I make my shake look presentable. Now, if we go deep into my Instagram and Facebook account, you would see where I definitely came off like a greasy salesperson. I didn't really put any time, effort, or thought behind my posts, especially my Shakeology posts. Let me see if I can see. I know for a while I had Facebook profile photo of just me and Shakeology. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up. Like this, for instance. I mean, this was my Facebook profile photo. I mean, what does that do? You don't look at that and think, holy smokes, I want to drink that, do you? You're not looking at that like, that is tantalizing. I want to know what she put in that shake. No, those thoughts aren't crossing your mind when you see a photo like this. This is a photo from 2013. So a lot's changed in these 2 years since I started doing this. So don't just make your Shakeology and put it in a shaker cup or just have it in a lame sporting good cup that you got from a sporting event. Take time, put some effort into it, make it look presentable. Here you see I created what I call like a Shakeology bowl. So I created a superfoods bowl of my Shakeology. I put it in a bowl. I garnished it with all of this beautiful goodness. I took it outside in natural lighting. I took a photo of it. And that looks tantalizing. Compare that to the photo I just showed you, my Facebook profile photo from 2013. Which Shakeology would you rather drink? Seriously. My guess is everybody on this call would rather have this than the one that I just showed you. And if you see how I post about it, so I said, so acai bowls have become my latest ultimate craving. I was craving one today, but I want my friends at the acai places I go to think I have a problem. Hello, my name is Kelly, and I'm addicted to acai. So I created my own little bowl at home. Not exactly an acai bowl, but ridiculously awesome nonetheless. Here I have a scoop of my favorite strawberry meal replacement shake, a half cup of coconut milk, half cup water, half of a frozen banana, and topped with pumpkin seeds, shredded coconut, cacao nibs, Enjoy Life chocolate chips, dragon fruit oats, mangoes. And so to engage people, because I want people to see this and I want people to be like, oh, I'm supposed to respond, or oh, I'm supposed to engage with her. I'm supposed to answer her question. So I asked a question. Oh, hey, what's going on here? Why did it do that? So I asked a question. I asked, what would you top your bowl with? And I had people respond. And so let's see. I had 19 comments and 110 likes off of this photo alone. And that's just, that's not all that much effort that I had to invest into making my Shakeology look presentable. And, typically sometimes I won't even put the recipe. I'll say comment below if you would like the recipe, because then I'm getting people to engage with me. The purpose of engagement is when people respond to your post, it ends up in their friends' newsfeed. Their friends are seeing that they're commenting on your post. So it ends up in other people's newsfeed. That could get people interested. That's like asking for a referral without actually asking for a referral. So you want people to engage with you and ask questions and answer questions. And notice as well, I didn't say this was Shakeology. I said a scoop of my favorite strawberry meal replacement shake. I say that because if I just come out and say Shakeology, one, people are going to think, all right, you're trying to sell me on Shakeology. Two, if I just post that it's Shakeology, somebody who's interested could just go do their own research on Shakeology without coming to me and asking me about my opinion on whether they should drink it or my opinion on how it's worked for me. And so they're going out, they're doing their own investigative research. Then what that does is they might order from, somebody else. They might find it off Amazon. So they're not coming to the source. They're not coming to me and getting my help, which, that is the ultimate goal here. You want to be helping people, and you don't want to just be sending people off on a wild goose chase for them to investigate for themselves. So that's why I post my Shakeology like I do. Post in a way that's very just non-confrontational, in a way that engages people, and in a way that it looks like food porn, in a way that, it's not aggressive, and it's not just me holding up a Shakeology shaker bottle next to me like, ooh, look what I got, when that doesn't look appealing at all. So workouts. So in regards to workouts, what we tend to do, and it's totally fine. Let me try to find a workout photo here. I know I have one somewhere. It just might be hard to locate. All right, I can't find one, but what I will do, my computer's being a turd. So what I will do is I will show you, for example, of somebody in our downline, in my downline, how they post their workouts, if my computer will cooperate here. Give me a second while this works. Stop it. All right, thank you. All right, so let's see how Carolyn posts about working out. Carolyn is very good at what she does. So if you ever want an example of how to post, check out Carolyn. I also recommend that you check out April McDonald. April McDonald is really awesome at posting and just creating really great content. But this is Carolyn. So Carolyn didn't just go ahead and post a photo of her flexing in front of a TV screen after she was done with her workout, which, I mean, it's not horrible from time to time. You know, like, you might be feeling uninspired. You might be feeling like you don't know what the hell to really post about. So you don't want to just not post. So yeah, it's okay from time to time to make a sweaty photo, or, you know, like, take a sweaty photo of yourself in front of the TV screen, flexing in front of Autumn or Tony, and finding a way to make that inspirational, not just being like, I got my workout in, but like giving somebody something more, giving people something to chew on. That is ultimately your goal when you're posting about your workouts and you're trying to inspire people to work out, or you're trying to just motivate and encourage people. But another way to do it is, of course, what Carolyn's showing so perfectly here is she's showing her doing the workout. So here she is. She's going along with size, and I believe her personally sponsored coach, Bree, it sounds like, is the one maybe like instructing it somehow. So Carolyn is just working out, and she recorded herself doing it. And through doing that, what that does is that shows people, for one, that you are consistent. You are doing what you're preaching. Two, you're giving people something to chew on. You're giving some people something to see. If you're trying to get these workouts out there, a lot of people, you know, they don't work out. And if they work out, they're used to maybe walking on a treadmill or trying to go out back and run. And they're not used to what we offer as Beachbody coaches. So it's important to share videos every once in a while about your workouts, because that's going to show people that what we're doing is doable. It's not far-fetched. We're not out there doing freaking CrossFit to get fit, but we're doing something fun that still engages you. And no offense to CrossFitters, because I enjoy CrossFit to a degree, but this is just a way to get it out there in a way that you're just showing people, like, look, this is totally doable. If I can do this shit, you can do it too. And let me tell you, Carolyn makes size look easy. But if I was the one recording myself doing size, you would see me flailing all over the place. But that doesn't keep me, or that wouldn't keep me from recording myself. So be authentic. Be okay with being unapologetically you. If that means you're flailing around and you look like a fool while you're doing your workout, that's okay. Because somebody's going to watch that and they're going to be like, all right, cool. She looks like how I would look if I was attempting that. And she's having a good time, so why the hell don't I do it too? That's the kind of result that you're looking to get when you make a post, is you're looking to encourage, you're looking to inspire and motivate other people to do the same thing. So let's see about sharing stories. Give me a second. Pull up my story. If I can find it, this will be like I'm going on a wild goose chase. And here we go. Here I am doing a video of just a yoga routine, just me doing some inversions. I had over 1.3 thousand views, 142 likes, and 18 comments. I believe if you watch this further, you see me fall. Like, I fall, I stumble, I'm not perfect, but that's okay, because that's relatable to people. That's what people enjoy seeing. Give me a second, I'm so sorry. And I need to post my story again real soon because it's taken me way too long to find this. Give me a second, guys. All right, here we go. Here's a way I share my story. So a lot of times, we're afraid to share our stories. And a lot of times also we're like, I don't even know if I have a story to share. But, we all have baggage. We all have skeletons in the closet that serve us a lot better by coming out than they do staying trapped in that closet. So I encourage you, if you have bits and pieces of your story that you need to share that shit. Because it's going to inspire somebody. It's going to motivate them. And you don't have to unveil your story all at once. And I actually encourage you not to do it all at once. I encourage you to give teasers, provide teasers to people. Because if you do it in that kind of way, what's going to happen then is you're not giving them the entire story up front. So, when they see a new post from you, they're going to want to check it out because they're going to want to read more because they're intrigued by the little breadcrumbs you've been leaving behind with each little tidbit of your story that you've shared. So this is part of me sharing my story. So say, ladies, listen. There was a point in my life where I was absolutely consumed with being skinny. This drive to be skinny led me to either starving myself, overworking out, aka running a crap ton because I didn't have the resources or knowledge to get a solid, substantial workout in, or overeating and purging just so I could achieve a lame and arbitrary number on a scale. And because I believed from what I saw on TV that the skinniness would provide me with love from others, which would lead to people who wanted to be around me instead of finding my own inner love and being cool with who I was as a person. Once I finally began to find self-love, I stopped caring about the scale. I stopped chasing thigh gaps, skinniness, and bones protruding from beneath my skin. Now I embrace my curves and I work to enhance them. I used to compare myself to other women, but now I just look at other women's bodies with appreciation and try to morph my body into my best version of what my body can look like with love, hard work, dedication, sacrifice, and most importantly, going about it in a healthy, natural way. I say this and share these photos not so you compare yourself to me, but I'm sharing them to inspire you to get out of your own way. Embrace your body, start showing it love, speak life into your body, and for the love of God, start working out in a way that is fun and at the same time challenging for you. We waste so much time hating our bodies. Maybe if we spent more time loving them, they'd actually start to cooperate and blossom into all of their glory. So there I am. I shared that. I got 201 likes, 24 comments. Now, normally as well, what I'll do is I will leave a call to action. And simply what a call to action is, and please do this with almost every post that you make in terms of your story, Shakeology, your workouts, whatever it might be. But a call to action is calling people to do something. So you saw that in my Shakeology post. When I made that post about Shakeology, I asked people to comment below with things that they would top their shake out or their protein shake with. So that is a call to action. A call to action I could have put here, but I didn't, was please message me if you need help getting out of your own way. And with that, if somebody were to message me, how I would then handle that is I would begin to form them and I would begin to consult with them, see how it is that I could help them by running them through the 21-day fix script or the ultimate script. It is also important with your Facebook profile that your profile is true to who you are as a person. You want your profile picture to be a photo of you. It's not a photo of your favorite sports team. It's not a crazy collage of like 5 photos all together mismatched into one, because if you had like 5 photos on your profile picture, a thumbnail version of that, people aren't going to be able to make out who the hell you are in that photo. And also, people tend to put their kids, their dogs, or like a collage of themselves, or not a collage, but like a photo of them and like 10 other people all in one photo. Now, if you're trying to meet new people through Facebook groups or whatever it might be, if you don't have a appealing photo of yourself as your Facebook profile, and I'm not saying you need to go out and get like freaking headshots done. I'm saying you could just have a really awesome selfie that you took of yourself. But if you don't have yourself selling yourself, this is you building a business around yourself. So if your Facebook profile isn't an accurate representation of your inner beauty, if it doesn't show you, but if it shows like, your dog, your kid, whatever it might be, your favorite sports team logo, that's not an accurate representation of who you are. So people who might be looking at whether they should add you as a friend or not, they're going to see that and they're going to be like, who is this person? Because there's not going to be a connect there. There's actually a disconnect because they can't see who you are. So allow people in. Allow people to see you for who you truly are by sharing an appealing looking profile picture. And please let your cover photo be something that is true to who you are and your passions. So if you go through my cover photos, you're going to see, headstands. You're going to see a shot of me with all my surfing, paddleboarding crew. You're going to see this photo of us at our diamond retreat, Cancun. You're just going to see stuff that is relevant to who I am as a person. That's what you want your cover photo to do for you. You want your cover photo to be relevant of your lifestyle or your passions or your family. Your cover photo is where you could put a photo of your kids or your dog. Definitely not a sporting, like your favorite sports team logo. I just don't see how that can really apply at all. But something that is truly a passion for yours, something that somebody can connect to and be like, wow, I want to get to know that person a little more. Also, something else that is very noteworthy. I see a lot of people who, at their profession where, you're supposed to put your profession in, people will put like 5-star diamond Beachbody coach or emerald Beachbody coach at beachbody.com. That is the quickest way to let people know, hey, I'm a salesperson. I'm going to sell you some shit. You don't want people to look at you and think that. So if your Facebook profile says like Emerald Coach or Diamond Coach or Teen Beachbody Coach, please remove that. And if you don't already have a team name, I encourage you to start brainstorming a team name with your upline coach and figure out a team name where you could put that there. You could put that there. Like, see, mine says CEO and founder of tubbytotone.com. That doesn't tell people I'm trying to sell people on anything. They're like, oh, how is she a CEO and founder for one? For two, what's this Tubby Detoned? And that is more intriguing to people. That is going to allow people to want to friend me. So if I see, for instance, I get a lot of friend requests. And if I see a friend request coming from somebody that it says Unique, that they work for Unique or, Herbalife or any of those other MLM companies, I just don't even allow them into my circle because I think that they're going to poach people off of me or they're going to try to sell me on something. And I don't want any of that. Rightfully so. People don't want to be sold to. People want to be shared to. People want to see success. People want to see stories. So don't just vomit Beachbody all over people in your Facebook profile. And the same thing goes for your Instagram account. Please, on your Instagram account, don't say that you're like a Beachbody coach or any of that. Find a way to become authentically you and allow that to just emanate from your Facebook profile and your Instagram account. So another thing that we tend to do on our profiles is we tend to just push Beachbody on people, push fitness, push this, push that. And it's not about being a salesperson and it's not about just trying to sell people on stuff. I believe it was Shalene Johnson who said, like, allow your Instagram, allow your Facebook to be like a blog for you. Allow it to be something where you're informing, you're teaching people, you're sharing your passions with people. And through doing that, through being more interesting, instead of just trying to sell people on facts and to sell people on Shakeology, you're going to allow people to want to communicate with you and to want to work with you and to build a trust with you. And through doing that consistently, you're going to find people are going to come to you. So here's a post where I shared, I mean, this guy is 65 years old and looks like freaking phenomenal. And I shared his photo. I got a lot of interaction out of that. Every morning I share a quote, whether it be an inspirational, motivational, or funny quote. I share a quote and I always get awesome results. So I got 189 likes from this, 9 comments, and 3 shares. I do this consistently every day. And if you see the comments I got from it, like my friend Erin, she said, "Thank you for your words of wisdom. Keep them coming." I mean, just about every day, I have people who respond to these posts that I make and they say, "Thank you for always inspiring. Thank you for always motivating." This isn't a time-consuming thing that I'm doing here. And in fact, what I see a lot of coaches do that I don't recommend doing is they'll find a quote off from Instagram or off from Facebook, and they'll share the photo image of that quote. You want to know the truth to how I'm sharing most of my inspirational and motivational and funny quotes? Most of them don't come from me. Some of them I do actually originate. They do originate from my own words. But a lot of them I pull from memes. I pull from motivational images I find on Instagram. If you look through my photo stream on my phone, it's just a bunch of screen captures of different quotes that I want to share. So this came off from an image, but I typed it up into my own words. And I have more success and more results with that than I used to if I just shared an image of a quote. This comes across a lot better. And it's so easy to do too. So if you're ever like at a loss for what to post, dude, inspirational quotes that resonate with you and your journey and resonate with your target market are going to go so much further. Also, so when you're trying to think of stuff to post, I always talk about like meditation, being in the present moment, being in the now. And I always try to share information. I try to teach people. I try to inspire and motivate. And I try to really just pass along the information I've learned. I feel that I've learned so much stuff through becoming a coach. Like, why would I try to ever not share what I've learned with people? So here I am just sharing a photo of a watch I got that doesn't even have, you know, the hands on it. There's no actual watch aspect to it. It just says now. And I have 151 likes, 20 comments, and 2 shares on that. Let's see. I share a lot about my lifestyle that Beachbody has provided me with. And I share stuff to teach people, like I said. So the sock bun has worked tremendously for me. The sock bun makes my hair look amazing. So I talked about the sock bun. I got over 180 likes, 44 comments on that, just by sharing the sock bun. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a video about how to do a sock bun yourself. I create images, I create videos about how to do different yoga moves. So if there's something that you are proficient at, if there's something that you feel that you could effortlessly talk about, that's what you want to be sharing on your Facebook instead of just vomiting Beachbody all over people. So I created a how-to video and I shared it. And I got a lot of responses. I got over I think 200 views on the video already, which isn't necessarily a lot, but it's still a lot for me. So that's the kind of stuff that you want to do. You want to inspire, you want to motivate, and you want to encourage people to live a life outside of their comfort zone. That's what you essentially want to do as a coach. So let me show you then how I communicate with people. So I created a group called the Woman Hole. It's like the man cave, but it's for women. The Woman Hole, I don't really want to take you guys into it because it's kind of like the Fight Club. Like what happens in the woman hole stays in the woman hole kind of thing. But it grew up to over 1,000 people. 1,000 people in this group. It's crazy. But it's a great avenue for us to be meeting new people. So with the Woman Hole, I found a woman who shared her story. She shared a little bit about her information about how she lost weight. She wasn't a coach, so I reached out to her. Let me show you how that went about. So this is Kelly. So I just reached out to Kelly and I said, hey there, Kelly. I wanted to say thank you for being such an awesome member of the Woman Hole. She said, why, thank you. I love being a part of this group. Like I said in my comments, so many of you have inspired me and been an amazing stress relief when I need a good laugh. Some of the memes that get posted are hilarious. So from there, I started to ask her more about who she is. I said, some of those memes are absolutely ridiculous. I'm so glad you enjoyed the group. By the way, your transformation equals incredible. What all did you do to get such fantastic results? So I started forming her. I started building a relationship with her over time. And then I asked her about coaching. So let's see, where is that at? All right, so here we go. So after some time, after some back and forth talk between the two of us, I said, that's so beautiful, Kelly. I admire how you wish to help people to become the best version of themselves. That's what I aim to do with my business. With that being said, I can't help but ask you this because I really admire your journey and your passion for helping others become their greatest version. I said, have you ever considered being an online fitness coach at all? She said, it's crossed my mind. I'm just not really sure the best way to build an online coaching business. I'm definitely stir crazy to be done with school and jump full speed into this area. And thank you. I admire your way of life and the positivity you spread. So let me show you guys in real time how I'm going to respond back to Kelly about this. I'm going to say, thank you so much, Kelly, for your kindness. I appreciate your beautiful words. I would absolutely love to discuss more about what it is I do as a coach to see whether you'd be a good fit for it too. If we were to set up a call sometime to talk about it, would that be cool with you? Bam. So that's how I interacted with her. Found her through my own personal Facebook group that I created, which wasn't even geared towards fitness. It was just geared towards people who, women who want to have a good time, want to laugh, want to have support, want to share positivity. She just happened to get involved in the group some way, somehow. She shared her story, and then bam, now we have what is about to happen right now. So she very well could become somebody on her team, or I could have just planted a seed that it will eventually sprout in the future. So let me show you another thing. So let's see here. So there was a girl I met named Melissa Myers. I met her while paddleboarding one time. So I'm going to go ahead and just message her. And, when I met her while paddleboarding, it was a very brief encounter. We didn't really interact with one another, but she ended up friending me. We haven't messaged since we met last week, almost a week from today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just reach out to her, and I'm just going to establish a connection with her. So for a lot of people, this is the scary thing. It's hard to reach out to people you're kind of just acquaintances with, or you may have never talked to in the past. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show you a little bit of what I'm going to do. You know, before I reach out to people that I haven't really ever talked to, I do a little Facebook stalking. So she has a good sense of humor. She probably deserves to be in the woman hole. I agree totally with this. I love that she's into paddleboarding because I'm into paddleboarding too. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the thing. So I'm going to say, hey, Melissa, it was so awesome to meet you last week. I really enjoy some of the stuff you post on your Facebook. You seem to a really fun personality. When are you going out to paddle again? So it doesn't have to be something really crazy. This is just genuine me wanting to know when she's going to paddle again, me thinking that her stuff is funny because it is funny, and a lot of what she posts I agree with. So that's how it's done. You don't need to feel like you're pulling teeth here. So let me show you another one real quick. So this is somebody that I requested to be friends with, and I've never interacted with her at all. But before this call tonight, I actually looked at her Facebook. I've kind of looked over a few things, and she's pretty legit and sweet person. She is into yoga. She posts really inspiring stuff. This video I'm going to end up sharing in our team page because this video is pretty awesome. But so now I'll show you how I message her. So, hey, Kimberly, thanks for the ad. Your stuff has been popping up a lot in my news feed, and I gotta say I am really inspired by who you are as a human being. When did you get into yoga? So for me, these kind of conversations are easy to be had because there's a commonality. You know, the paddle boarder, the yoga chick. So I encourage you guys to really find Facebook groups, find meetup.com events that are true to who you are, that revolve around your passions, so that meeting people and reaching out to people is relatively easy because you are reaching out to people who have the same commonalities as you. Now, otherwise, it's going to be like you're pulling teeth trying to talk to some people. You know, a lot of the people on our list are people who are considered warm market, people that we know from life, through acquaintances, all of that kind of stuff. And talking to some of those people definitely does feel like it's pulling teeth because there really are no commonalities. So to have effortless conversations with people online, find people who are into the same things that you are into. So, for instance, I'm all into paddleboarding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up paddleboarding groups. So let's see here. So there are a lot of paddleboarding groups to be found on here. So what I would just simply do is ask to join some of these groups. And then once I'm in these groups, I'm just going to build a relationship with people. I'm just going to communicate, talk. I'm going to ask people opinions. Hey, what's the best board for getting started as a surfer? Stuff like that to engage with people and to get a relationship going and some kind of level of trust so that when I add people as a friend, they don't mind because we've been communicating, we've been connecting with one another. So that, I think, is the best thing that I want to show you guys about Facebook. So now I would really, really, really love to show you how to utilize Instagram. So let me connect real quick. Give me a second here. Okay. So let me see here. Can you guys see my Instagram account? Give me like a show of hands. Okay, cool. Good. I'm glad this works. Yay! All right, cool. So this is awesome. So I'm going to show you guys how to use Instagram and how not to use Instagram. So first and foremost, so I really encourage you to know hashtags that are relevant to who you are as a person. So don't go looking for hashtags that are like fitness or fit dad or I love to work out, 21-day fix, Beachbody, Shakeology. All of those are being used by coaches. If you want to connect with people who could potentially be people that you work with, use hashtags that are related to who you are as a person. Hashtags that are relevant to you because you want to be working with people that you dig. You want to be working with people that once, they become your client and potentially become your coach, you would feel comfortable traveling the world with them or staying in a hotel room with them or sharing a bed with them because you guys click so much. That's the power that can be had with this whole thing is people who become your clients become your coaches and your best friends. And let's put it this way. I was talking to a girl earlier today about the coaching opportunity, and she's like, well, I don't know how to even find people and, yada, yada, yada. I was like, I'm going to teach you how to use social media to attract to you like-minded people. And then I said to her, because let's be honest, we all want to help as many people as humanly possible. And this girl's a vegan, so I said to her, but with that being said, certainly we want to help as many people as possible, but let's just say you have a client who is like a straight up carnivore and all he loves to do is eat frickin' steaks all the time, and that's all he's ever posting about is eating steaks and egg and fish and all that stuff. Okay, sure, you can help that guy, but wouldn't you enjoy helping somebody who is a vegan a lot more than helping somebody who is like a straight up person that doesn't get your way of life and who probably causes you to question your way of life quite often? You don't want to really work. I mean, you want to help anybody, but let's be honest, if you can pick who you want to work with, why not pick who to work with and work with those people that you really click with? So this is what I do. So I use Instagram largely to help attract people to my account. But back in the day, what I would do is I would search relevant hashtags that are important to who I am. So I love adventure, I love paddleboarding, skydiving, all that stuff. So I'm going to go into Instagram and I'm going to search skydiving hashtags. So what pops up are some photos here. So this is the stream of people who recently posted images of themselves skydiving. So I'm going to go through, okay, let me click on this chick right here. So I clicked on her. Cool. I like what I see. So now what I'm going to do is wow, look at her. She is a hell of a skydiver. So I'm going to go through her stuff. Man, she's done that. That's freaking awesome. So this is a sweet chick who I certainly would not mind working with. Because if she can pass along some of this stuff to me, awesome. So I just went along and I liked 7 of her photos. Now, typically I would recommend liking 5 photos. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment on a couple of them. Wow, this is awesome, which it certainly is freaking awesome. And then I'm going to comment on this one and I'm going to engage with her. I'm going to say, holy shit. Look. Not how shit. Holy shit. This is so cool. How long have you been skydiving for? So I'm going to do this, and then what's going to happen is she's going to be like, who the hell is this person, and why are they liking so many of my photos? She's going to come to my account. She's going to see who I am as a person. She's going to see that I skydive myself, and she is probably going to enjoy the stuff that I share. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a little back and forth going on. We're going to interact with one another. We're going to discuss things with one another. And then I'm going to ask her, like, I'm going to say to her, dude, we have so much in common. Would you mind maybe if we connected on Facebook as well? Or if she tends to have a really awesome personality, what I would do then is I would say, look, you are freaking hilarious. I have a group on Facebook called The Woman Hole, which is like a man cave, but for women. I would love to add you to that group because I think you would love the dynamic in the group. Would you mind maybe adding me as a friend, and then I can add you to the group? Now, if any of you are in the Woman Hole, you can do the same exact thing. And if you want to be in the Woman Hole, just message me and I'll add you to the group. But basically, the Woman Hole is a no-holds-barred, awesome group of women who are just expressing themselves and not afraid to share who they authentically are. And so a woman like this totally deserves to be in my hole. So here is somebody else. Let's see if we can see her. Sweet. She's a skydiver, skier, animal lover, nature enthusiast, random doodler who loves to cook. So this girl right here, friend of mine, that's for sure. So she's recently traveled to Italy. Awesome. Eating healthy. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to comment on one of her photos. Says, well, it took a year from the first order to Okay, so I'm going to just say to her, hey there, I see you're an avid skydiver. How long have you been diving for? And now I'm going to get her to interact with me. That's how you build relationships through Instagram. So be sure that you are using hashtags, like I said, that are relevant to who you are as a person. If you're using Instagram, you're using those hashtags when you're searching. If you're just searching through Instagram, you are using those hashtags when you search. You're using those hashtags when you post photos on Instagram. So don't just post your hashtags right in the same caption, the same comment field that your Instagram content is. So let's say, for instance, all right, Melissa's already responding back to me. Cool. So in this photo, you see I didn't even put any hashtags in it. I didn't post comments with hashtags. But typically, what I recommend doing is posting hashtags down here in the comment thread. You don't want to post your hashtags in the same thread as where your caption is. So where it says like spend consistent time alone, blah, 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 you don't want to put the hashtags actually there. You want to put the hashtags in the comment thread below. So let me show you too. So on my Instagram profile, you see that my Instagram shares with people, the bio section, shares with people what they're going to get through following my account. I'm an entrepreneur and a lifestyle coach. So if you want to know about entrepreneurial and lifestyle things, you're in the right spot. I'm a mermaid. I love the water. I'm into spirituality, wanderlust. I love to travel, and I have some fitness videos. So that's what you're going to get through me. You're also going to get humor and inspiration and whatnot, but that's exactly what I'm delivering upon. Here I am posting about the coaching opportunity right here. So in this post, it says, let's see, 5 years ago, I was a shell of who I am today. 20 pounds heavier than what I am today, with zero confidence, on the Van Wilder plan in college, at an unfulfilling job, battling an eating disorder with no direction, simply underwhelmed, depressed, and lost. I decided to start my own fitness business with the hope that it would hold me accountable to my own health, inspire other women to make positive change in their lives, while helping me to work towards having the freedom to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, wherever I wanted, with whomever I wanted. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that dream would become my reality. Now I mentor other women to grab their life by the balls through being an online fitness, health, and lifestyle coach. I am mentoring other women exclusively on how they can set their own rules in life, live a life of freedom, financial independence, travel, fun, adventure, and a crazy, ridiculous lifestyle while getting in the best shape of their lives, while helping others get in a phenomenal shape too. Tomorrow evening, I'm hosting a live video presentation about what I do. If you're curious about learning more, message me on Facebook at fb.com/kelly.hanner for the link to access a live call tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, or to get a link of the recording if you can't make it. So here I'm telling people what the coaching thing has done for me. I'm providing them with a call to action. Message me on Facebook at fb.com for the link. So a lot of you sitting on this call, you're probably like, I don't have a story with coaching. How can I ever post about the coaching opportunity? I encourage you to have a vision about what this business can do for you. What is this business going to do? What's your why with this? When you know that, when you know without a shadow of a doubt what this can do for you, then that's how you need to post about this. So back in the day before I had success, I knew that with this business, I could do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, with whoever I wanted, wherever I wanted. And that's how I used to share the coaching opportunity. I used to say, I am looking to help other people develop a lifestyle where they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, with whoever they want, blah, 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 blah. I know that through this opportunity, I'm going to have freedom. I'm going to have freedom over my time, my schedule, and my life. And because of that, I'm going to be able to travel and live a passionate, wild, adventurous life. That's how I would post about the coaching opportunity. And I spoke that vision and made that vision become a reality. So it's important to you, if you are sitting here like, I don't have your story, Kelly, I don't have that kind of success. Well, we all have to start from somewhere, folks. And where I started was painting a vision for other people about what I know that this can do for me. And I inspired people to get on board just by sharing my vision for this. Here you see me sharing my story. I share funny stuff. I share inspirational stuff. I try to teach people. I try to share information that I feel is valuable to people. But let's get to the real heart of this. So let me show you some hashtag don'ts. So so let's say you tag your photo with Shakeology. So let's see what happens when you tag your photo with Shakeology. Well, if people are looking for the hashtag of Shakeology, what they're going to see is they're going to see your photo lost in a stream of other Beachbody coaches' profile or Shakeology photos. And so let me show you some examples of what not to do. So you guys remember the Shakeology photo I posted, right? Where it looked like a delicious little bowl. Well, this is what you really don't want to do. All right. So what are your thoughts when you see this? Do you see this and you're like, holy shit, give me that. That looks tasty. No, you're not. No, you don't want anything to do with this. It's just, what value does that have? Let's look at this person's profile. I give her credit because she's trying. And most people don't even try. So that needs to be said. I give her credit. But how much more do you think she could get across? And how much more successful do you think she could be if she maybe took photos and took a little bit more time into sharing, something more beautiful about her Shakeology? Like this photo, does that do anything for you? If you, let's replace this with Advocare. let's say somebody on your Instagram or your Facebook news feed took a photo with their Advocare bag of shake. Would you look at that and be like, sign me up, that looks tasty? No, you're not. You're just like, all right, chick, like, cool your tits, calm down, like, you know, like, chill out over there. This doesn't make you want to drink Shakeology. This is just like, cool, that's nice. Stop trying to sell me on this. Let me see. I can find some other good ones here too. Okay, for real, come on. Give me a second here. I know there's some like this. Please don't ever do anything like this. That's just like, there's nothing creative there. I mean, I give this guy a credit for trying, but, you know, like, he's just trying to sell people. That's all this boils down to, is just selling. And what you really want to be doing is sharing. Like, all right, somebody posted this. No wonder he only got 3 likes. You know, like, you're not providing valuable content to people. And here, let's take a look at this, for instance. It says, no break on Labor Day, total body cardio fix complete. Starting the second week of my second round of 21-day fix, started over 200 pounds, back down in the 180s this morning, getting there. So are you inspired by that? I mean, cool, he lost 20 pounds, that's awesome. But does the profile picture inspire you? Probably not that much. Does what he said inspire you? I mean, slightly, yes. It's, you know, it's commendable. It's awesome he lost 20 pounds, but it kind of stops there. There's nothing intriguing causing you to be like, all right, Blaine, tell me more about what you're doing. But this is just, you know, these are examples of what I truly recommend not doing. You know, posting photos like this, nobody wants to just see a photo of the 21-day fix cookbook. This most certainly not. Please don't ever just post something like this. These Facebook ads, no, those don't do anything for people. And also photos with a shit ton of collages. Now, if you look at her Instagram account, you see all of these small little photo collages. And the thing about this is it's kind of hard to see, you know, like, just at first glance, it's hard to make out what's going on in her photos because of all of the really small little details. So if you look on awesome Instagram accounts, you're going to see that people don't really do a lot of collages. At the very most, it might be a 2 or 3 photo collage at the very most. Because of that, it's easier to see. It's more drawing. It's going to draw people in. And with that too is your Instagram account is going to look more aesthetic. It's going to look more appealing. It's going to have a flow to it, a rhyme and a reason. And that's what's going to get people to come back to your account, especially if you're not just always posting Shakeology. Like, all right, here we go. This is a great example. Work hard, play hard, eat well, and pile on. Pile Live instructor, Beachbody coach, beachbodycoach.com/I'm selling you shit. That's what this speaks to me. If you look at her Instagram account, Team Beachbody, you know, no. That's all I can say. So I can continue to do this day in and day out and show you examples of what not to do. But just don't lead with the business. Lead with yourself. Be true to who you are as a person, and you're going to have so much more success. And just please be unapologetically you with everything that you do. So with that being said, I want to answer any questions that you guys might have about any of this. So does anybody have any questions about how to post on Instagram, how to post on Facebook, so that you do have the most ultimate success possible? Feel free. I'm not going to bite. Here to help. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Nobody? It was just that good. You guys don't have any feedback? All right. So I'll give it a count of 5. And then, oh, cool. Thank you, Lauren. All right. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. So thank you guys so much for being on our call tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. I love you all. You guys are freaking phenomenal. It's because of you that I've had success, and it's because of your hard work and paying it forward that you will be in my shoes, if not beyond my shoes someday very, very soon. So thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate you guys. And no, Kelly, I'm sorry. This one started at 7 o'clock tonight. Yeah. So, yeah, but we got a recording for you. So don't you worry, girlfriend. But thank you guys again for hopping on. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. I love you all so much. Hope this was helpful for you guys. Have a wonderful Wednesday evening. Good night, guys. Bye.